Hey, what's up? In this video, I just want to give you a sense of everything else when it comes to making the lights on the lighting console. Alright, a lot of these concepts are not just for the Everlights or Tiger Touch system. It's a general kind of concept. So first off, let me begin by saying, when you come in to surf, usually you have your board, you have your faders, and because this has been around for years, we have used this for so long, and all our things have been safe, and we have kept using good stuff and keep adding on. The problem is that you just come in and just push stuff up and down and everything works fine, no problem. But what we don't see is all the things that went before this to create this. So let's take a step back, and I'm going to start with how it kind of usually works. Alright, so first up, we have what we call patching, and patching is how we bring the lights in and then connect it to the board. That's a simple way of describing it. Once we have the patching done, usually we lay out our fixtures. We lay out our fixtures and we make it visually easy for us to call our lights, to call back our lights. So instead of having a list, we are able to see a visual representation of what it is. Once we have our layout of the fixtures, we group them and we do make it easy to select a whole bunch of lights that are similar together, so that we don't click 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 and then we make changes. You just select one whole group and make changes. After that, we have our palettes. Our palettes for basically it means that we have presets that make it easy for us to make changes, and it can be position palettes, can be colors, it can be your beams, anything that is in the attribute would probably be able to be preset like that. Then after we have this, we can probably start programming cues. Okay, so usually this is the part that we start, and then once we have the program cues into the faders, and then we operate. So most of us are stuck between here and here, but what I want you to know and try to get a bigger picture is that everything here depends on here, also depends on here, here, and here. So all these steps greatly affect here and here. So if we have an issue over here, it's gonna affect everything else. If there's a issue with the patching, all our lights, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna be the correct grouping. Things will go wrong here and everywhere else. So usually there's no issue because everything's always set up properly. We always go back to the same setup, and there's always people to troubleshoot for us. Let me try to break it down what each of these steps is about. Okay, so when it comes to patching, what we have, let me draw out the lighting plan briefly. So this is, for example, this is a shine. We have 10 lights here. Let me do a circle for the wash beams. Yeah, you get the idea. And then I forgot if I got 5 or 4. I'm guessing we have 5 here, 4 here, and we have I'll put the triangle for the spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So triangle is my spots, circle is my wash beam, and I'm gonna ignore everything else, which is the floor lights, okay? Just for easy understanding, just to make a point. So all these lights are connected, wired. All these lights are connected. I don't know how they are connected, but they are connected. And then they come in here to like some kind of a board, and then it goes. It's always oversimplification, but you get the idea. Connected to a board. So when it is connected to a board here, it's gonna say. So we have how many lights? Light 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's say we have 25 lights. So we have 25 lights, and it just comes in that order to our board. So we have to tell the board how many lights of this do we have, and which one is coming from which wire, something like that. And then the board will just list out all the lights. So it comes in a list. We need to convert this list into our layout here. So if you have seen, so let's say this is the fixtures, the thing on our Evo lights. If you can recall, we have something that looks like that. It's just a bunch of rectangles to represent each light. And this is your fixtures window, panel, whatever. And when you bring it in from the patch, they just run consecutively. Let's say we have 25 rectangles going line by line, like that. And then you have to sort them. Okay, you need to move them into something that visually represents this, so that you yourself am able to understand which light is which light, and then you're going to click on it and locate them very easily, instead of just having them on a just like this. So imagine if they all just come like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 1, 2, 3, and then they all come randomly. You need to move them about. Make sure that you understand what you sort them through, and then this is your fixtures kind of thing. And next we have our grouping. So when you group them, we select what we want in the same group. So let's say 5 of this is my back spots as one group, this 2 corner as one group, this 4 as one group, this 5 as one group, and then I'll alternate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as one group, the other 5 as another group. So that when I program my palettes, select one group, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm not gonna come back to my fixtures panel here and then select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, move. I just click group, move, group, move, group, move. Okay, only on like if you wanna move them individually, then we'll go one by one. But if we can, grouping will help us save up a lot of time, right? And then I will also usually break the group down also if I got time. let's say I want to alternate them, I'll just group one set of alternate lights and then another set in the other alternate. I might also group, let's say, the center tree as one usage, and then another group for another use, so I can quickly select them. So next we have our palettes. For our palettes, we want to basically is creating our presets. So the reason why we do this is so that we can program quickly, and we can also operate quickly if our palettes are in the right place, labeled correctly as well. So usually palettes, you start off with the position. That's the most important, I would say, because where your lights are placed is gonna have a huge impact on how the scene is lit. Okay, so gotta give yourself as much room to play with when you program later, but at the same time be mindful of the amount of time you have. So if you can only program one set of palette positions, then just program one set of palette positions. And what's the minimum you need? You program that in, and then you probably also have you can program one set of color. You can also program your your beam stuff, which is your zoom and your focus kind of thing. Okay, and then you can start programming. So by the time you start programming, all you're actually doing is selecting your palettes if they're in the right position and saving your cues. So ideally, all your hard work comes into here. So select, save. It's that simple. You don't need to think so much because you already know that everything is in the right position. And then when you operate, make sure that you program in a way that makes sense when you operate from cue to cue and from song to song, and your transitions are seamless. So how well you operate depends on how well you program. How well you program depends on how well you palette. How well you palette could also depend on all these other things. So that's what I want to explain to you, try to give you a bigger picture view of how everything works together in terms of just the lighting board itself. And I will go through a breakdown of a few of these things here in my next few videos.